My little kitchen container is full and I need to empty it, so I'm out here to put it in the bin. 3 tips for composting in winter. The first tip is just to keep composting. Don't stop. Keep throwing everything into your pile. When you compost 365 days of the year, there is no reason why a day like today means that you can't continue to add all of your kitchen waste into your compost bin. So when the warm temperatures come, you're going to have a full compost pile that will slowly decompose and shrink into nutrient-rich soil that you're going to use through your garden throughout the whole entire summer. Don't let a little bit of snow get in the way. Number 2 is when you are composting in winter, you can get away with having more kitchen scraps than usual. In winter, you may not have as much carbon material lying around. Now, I've mentioned it before that keeping a good balance of carbon and nitrogen in your compost bin is really important when it starts to break down. Let's clear off some of the snow. So here is today's pail. This is a very good example of having more greens than I do have my brown. And in hot temperatures, if all of this was put in the compost as is, it would start to smell and it would start to get really slimy because you have mostly a green rich or a nitrogen rich pile. But because we're in the middle of winter, all of this is either going to stay frozen or break down very, very slowly. It is not going to become slimy, sludgy, smelly, not at least until springtime when the weather starts to get a lot warmer. So you do have time to collect all of your cardboard, your paper, any sort of dried leaves or dried material that you have, add it to your compost bin in spring when the weather starts to warm, and that is going to help all that extra kitchen waste break down without having the smell, and everything will balance out. The third tip is to not turn your compost pile. If I turn that pile, I'm adding all of this other oxygen and I'm releasing all of the heat that is trapped inside. And that is really going to slow down the whole entire decomposition process. And if you look around, you would expect it to be a ball of ice, and it's not. And that's because the center of this compost is still radiating enough heat, and that's where the breakdown is going to be occurring. I know this because when I open up the lid to the bin, there is steam that comes out. And because these organic piles require a little bit of moisture and a lot of heat, you'll want to retain as much heat as you can inside of this compost pile so that it still is in a little bit of an active state. I really don't even mix my compost bin until the end of spring. Do not mix it in winter. Just keep piling everything up. So even if you just had a snow blizzard, keep adding to your compost pile.